So yesterday we have already discussed about some terms, that is entity, uh, attributes. Yeah, these two terms we have defined. We have seen entity is similar to any object which will have some properties, and these properties are called as attributes. Yesterday we have seen two types of attributes also. One is three types in fact. Simple attribute. These are such attributes whose value is single and atomic. Example is your roll number or SSN or gender, etc. Then there is composite attribute. These are the attributes whose values are composed of multiple um, subcomponents. Example is name, which may be formed of uh, first name, middle name, and last name. These are the subcomponents. Then address, which may have different subcomponents. Now, another type is multi-valued attribute. Multi-valued attribute, these are the attributes for which, the attributes may have multiple values. Multiple in the sense more than one value. Like a person may have more than 1 degree, or a car may have more than one color. So other than that, just a minute, I'll just check with the slides. Maybe it is a little bit shuffled. Yeah, there are two more types of attributes. The slide is missing here. Yeah, two more types of attributes that I will just tell orally, or I'll just add a slide here. Better. Okay. So one is default. Default is not a type. I'm just using these terms to make you understand. Yes. Derived. Let me just quickly check with the name used in your textbook so that we stick to the same term. I'll be sharing this PDF with you people today. Yeah, so here we have actually this DBMS in various uh, chapters. The concepts are shuffled. Earlier it was in 8th chapter. Now here also the content which I am trying to cover, they are shuffled. Anyway, let me try with the diagram which is there in further slide. Just a minute. Yes. So this diagram you will be able to understand later. But right now, let me just tell you the types of attributes here from this example. Okay. So you can say derived, and we can call the other side of it other than derived. Okay, let me just define derived first. These are the attributes whose value can be derived from other attributes. Okay, example is age. Now, normally when I ask your age, how do you calculate your age? I'm asking you a very simple question. How do you calculate your age?
By birth year.
By birth year. So you require current year and then the birth year. So current year minus your birth year will give you the number of years of your age. So age is considered to be derived attribute. Whereas if I ask you your birth year, can you calculate it from some other? I mean, of course, you don't know your age, and simply if I ask you, calculate your birth year, can you calculate without the knowledge of the year in which you are born? You will not be able to. That value has to be stored by the user. That means it should be known to you. It cannot be calculated by some based on some other value. Fine. Or you can say if basic salary is defined, and then if we say your provident fund is 12% of your basic salary, then when the basic salary is known, you can calculate provident fund. Nobody can, I mean, if you know your salary, then provident fund can be calculated based on that. So here you can consider provident fund is derived attribute, whereas your salary cannot be derived. Derived in the sense it should be defined by your employer or the organization. So this is how stored attributes are those whose value cannot be calculated. So you can just write in a negative term like this, whose value cannot be calculated based on existing attributes. It should be stored by the user. An example of this is, best example is your birth year, or let's call it as DOB. DOB is date of birth, and then salary. So these are the stored attributes whose values should be stored. They cannot be calculated. In contrast to that, age is the attribute whose value can be calculated once we know the birth year. Fine. So derived attributes can be derived from the value of other attributes, existing attributes. So if you pair these attributes, these are the 6 pairs, 3 pairs, in fact, 6 attributes. Which are those? Stored and derived is one pair. That is, stored attributes are those whose value should be stored. It cannot be calculated. Whereas derived are those whose value can be calculated based on the existing value of other attributes. Similarly, simple and composite. Simple means whose components cannot be divided into multiple subcomponents, whereas composite means whose value can be calculated, whose not value, sorry, whose value is made up of multiple subcomponents. This is called as composite. Remember it carefully because it is frequently asked. Almost 98-99% this question is always asked. Then you can consider, we can make a pair like this: single valued and multi-valued. Single valued are those attributes whose value is always single. And multi-valued are those attributes whose value can be multiple, or which these attributes can have multiple values. So these are the three pairs. Always remember, they will ask you to differentiate. Fine. Okay, so after we have covered types of attributes, you are not supposed to forget this, because later on, when you will solve your case study, each of this type of attribute has to be shown in the form of different ER diagram component. In fact, you should not forget it even till your, I mean, you should never forget, of course, but even during your course, like when you go to sixth semester and do your project will definitely have a table database, and that has to be represented in some diagrams. So there is one diagram called as ER diagram, which is called as entity relationship diagram. ER stand for entity relationship. Now these ER diagrams should be drawn for you should draw for your own case study. So once you have understood the meaning of this, and in this diagram, all these attributes, different types of attributes have to be shown in different representation. It has got its own shape. It has got its own way of representation. So that you should know. So until unless you remember this, you will not be able to differentiate those attributes later. Fine. So remember it very well. Any doubt in these types of attributes? Everyone knows? Everyone,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, let's go to the next part now. Yeah, next few terms we have to define: entity type and key attributes. Fine. What do you mean by entity type? We have already defined entity. Now let us understand what is mean by entity type. Normally, when they ask you definition, they will ask you to define entity, but rarely they may even ask you what is entity type. So a group of entities with the same attributes is called as entity type. So if you compare it with your OOPS concepts, entity type is nothing but a class. And individual, like as you know that student is a class, or 4B is a class, and individually each of you are objects of this class 4B, isn't it? So similarly here you can consider 4B is an entity type, and you people are the individual entities. So understood the difference? Entity type is a group of entities with the same attributes. In the sense, they will have the same properties defined. Fine, like any class whose every object will have the same properties which are defined for the class. Similarly, entity type is defined and properties are set, attributes are set. Then individual entity of that entity type are called as entities. For example, employee is the entity type in which that Smith Johns is one entity. Like that, there may be multiple entities. Each employee is entity, whereas employee is an entity type. Similarly, project is an entity type in that your product X, product Y, these could be the individual entities. Now, though the entities in an entity type share same attributes, each entity has its own value for every attribute. So what does that mean? That means, like suppose if you take the example of the entity type 4B. Now entity type 4B, suppose it has got some 3 attributes: roll number, name, and city. Now roll number, name, and city. I'll just write here RN, and here it is name, and then here it is city. So I'll just write CNT. Fine. So these are the 3 attributes. Now which is the entity type? This is 4B entity type. or you can consider student entity type. So entity type is student, and the attributes are roll number, name, and your city. Now, when I create individual entities later, when I add data, like one entity is suppose um, any of your classmates, may it be Varada, may it be Sanjeev, or may it be Shweta, may it be Manisha, may it be Shraddha. All these are individual entities. So now, did you understand the difference? Individual entities are the objects that belong to the entire group. Fine. So here, what does this statement say? Although entities in an entity type share same attributes, like student is an entity type, each of the entity will have the same attribute like roll number, name, and city. But every entity will have a separate value, isn't it? Like if you take Shweta, what's your roll number, Shweta?
449.
449. So the value for Shweta entity, uh, the value for roll number for Shweta entity is 449. The value for name entity for her is Shweta. Similarly, city is Belgaum. Similarly, now if you take some other entity, the value for roll number for that entity will be different, name will be different, city is different. So like this, although entity type share the same attributes, but their values for individual entities are different. Fine. Yeah. Now the collection of all entities of a particular entity type at any point of time is called as entity set. Entity set means the number of, like for example, there are total 75 entities in 4B class, isn't it? But at present, how many are there? 54. So 54 is the entity set of today's class. So at any particular given point of time, the number of entities which are available, that is called as entity set. Fine. So entity type describes the schema. Schema means the structure, that is which all attributes are there. So that entity type only gives the structure, it doesn't define the data in that. Whereas entity set describes the database state or the data within that. Fine. Yeah. Now to describe all these terms what we studied from yesterday. So this diagram is a best representation. You will be able to differentiate. This is for employee. Now here you can see that employee is an entity type which has got three attributes: name, age, and salary. Then in this employee entity type, there are n number of entities which we have shown like with E1, E2, and E3. Similarly, we have given dots. Dots represents like this. There may be n number of entities. So E1 is one entity, E2 is one entity, E3 is another entity. Now each of these entity will have their own values for the different attributes. Like first entity, E1's name is John Smith, E1's age is 55, and E1's salary is 80K. Then the second E2, E2's value for name attribute is Fred Brown, his age is 40 and salary is 30K. Now likewise there are multiple entities present at this point of time, and these multiple entities, you can imagine, okay, suppose if you consider these are the three entities present at this point of time. So my entity set is consisting of three entities right now. Fine. So when they ask you different, sometimes they'll ask you in 5 marks, different terms, they'll ask you to define. That time you can draw the diagram and then you can show. For 2 marks, you need not draw the diagram. You just have to define and give an example. That's all. Now parallelly, let us study ER diagram notations. Fine. What is ER diagram? Does anyone remember? Just now I told you the full form. What is
Entity relation diagram.
relationship? Entity relationship diagram. Fine. So this ER diagram the entire ER diagram we'll study later, but individual components of this ER diagram let us study simultaneously as we have studied these concepts. Now, entity type in ER diagram is always represented as a rectangular box. Simple to remember. Yeah, it is a rectangular box. So what is rectangular box? It is entity type. So always, or sometimes when we call, generally we call them as entity also, but actually it means entity type. Individual entities are not shown in ER diagram, remember. Only the common, that is entire group is shown, like student, that student group will be shown, but not individual students. So ER diagram doesn't contain individual entities. So when we call it as entity, instead of calling entity type, sometimes we commonly call it as entity, but that means actually the entity type. Fine. So clear with entity type representation. Now, every entity will have attributes. So attributes are represented in ovals, oval shape. And these attributes are attached to their entity type by straight lines. Okay. So every attribute is represented by ovals, normal attribute. But when there are specialized attributes like composite attribute, then composite attribute is, what is composite attribute? Does anyone remember? Just now we learned, I'll give you example, name or address. So what is composite attribute?
They are composed of several components.
Subcomponents. Fine. So such attributes are shown by the ovals, but their components are connected to these ovals by straight lines. So how is that exactly? That we'll see in the next slide. Multi-valued attributes are displayed in double ovals. Multi-valued, what are multi-valued attributes? These attributes might have multiple values like degrees of a person or color of a car, etc. Fine. So let us see it with the example. Okay. Now, what is the entity here? Entity type?
Car.
Car. Which all attributes are there to the car entity type?
Color, make, model, vehicle ID, registration.
Registration and year. Out of this, which is a composite attribute?
Registration.
Registration, very good. So registration is made up of state and the number. So this is a composite attribute, how it is denoted by the ovals attached to ovals. Fine. So this is the composite attribute, which is composed of two values in turn. Fine. Then which is multi-valued attribute here?
Color.
Color. Color of a car is a multi-valued attribute. How it is indicated?
Double oval.
Double bordered oval. Okay, double bordered oval. So remember, multi-valued attributes are represented by double border. Fine. Then there is stored and derived, still we don't have here. But remember, derived attributes are shown by dotted border. And stored attributes, normal attributes, and single valued attributes. Simple, single valued, and stored attributes. These are shown by normal ovals. Composite is shown by ovals attached to oval. Multi-valued attribute is shown by double bordered, and derived attributes are shown by dotted line border. Fine, dotted border. Now, apart from that, there is some attributes which are called as key attributes. Now, what are key attributes? We are going to have different definitions of this later. Now, the same terms will have same concepts what we have learned. will have different names in different chapter. Fine, we are going to study the same terms, but in different chapters they'll be called by a different name. As I told you, here we are calling car as an entity, but in SQL chapter we are going to call it a table, or it can, or it is also called as a relation there. Okay, anyway, you need not get confused at present. At present, you just remember these terms. Car is an entity type. These year, registration number, all these are attributes. Then you have composite attribute, you have uh, multi-valued attribute, and you also have derived attribute, but not in this example. Other than that, there is something called as a key attribute. What do you mean by key attribute? Key attributes are such attributes whose value is unique for every entity in a particular entity type. Like for example, in your 4B entity type, how many Shwetas are there?
2, ma'am.
2. So if you consider what is Shweta, Shweta is what is the name of the attribute? Name. Sorry, the sentence was confusing. Name of the attribute itself is name. Fine. So when you consider name as the attribute of the class 4B, then that name attribute cannot be called as key attribute. Why? Because its value is not unique for every entity. It is repeated, isn't it? It is repeated for 2 entities. Similarly, Shraddha is also repeated for 2 entities. So whatever in general you have to think, names can have repetition of values. So that is why in your exam or while taking attendance, I don't write in front of names because names can be repeated. That's why we have given you roll number, isn't it? So why roll number is important as compared
It
to
is
name?
unique ID.
Yeah, it is unique ID. Now similarly, when it comes to university exam, in case of university exam, they don't use roll number. Why? Because these roll numbers are given to you by Gokte College, Gokte BCA. Now, the same roll numbers may be given to some other student in GSS. They also might use the same roll numbers, or they may use different range of values, but they may have, I mean, chances are there that even those students in the university, in any college, the same roll number may exist. So that is why which unique number is chosen for university? When it comes to university exams, your results are displayed in front of which unique value? What is the unique value for every student who is studying under university?
University number.
M191.
University. Yeah. So did you understand what is key attribute? Key attributes are such attributes whose value is unique for every entity in the entity type. Fine. And these key attributes are always shown by underline. They are underlined inside the oval. Whenever their names are written, they are underlined. So always remember, even in your projects, when you'll draw ER diagram for your own database, in that case, you will be showing your entity with a rectangle, normal attributes with oval, multi-valued attributes with double bordered oval, composite attributes like this, and derived attribute with dotted line. And then key attributes should be shown by underline. Now remember, why in this car entity type, why registration and vehicle ID, both these attributes are shown by underline? Because sometimes, rarely, sometimes in one particular entity type, there could be multiple attributes which are unique, whose values are unique. Like registration number for every vehicle should be unique. Similarly, vehicle ID is also unique. So there could be multiple keys. Now this comes to, this can happen only it comes to conceptual discussion. But when it comes to practical implementation, that time these multiple keys are not allowed. That we will see later. But right now you are studying only the theoretical concepts. Now, as per theory, there could be multiple keys. But what is key attribute? Whose value is unique for every entity in an entity type. Fine. Yeah. So let's see one more example. Yeah. So key attribute, an attribute of the entity type for which each entity must have a unique value is called as a key attribute. Example is SSN number. In case of your company database, for entity type employee, SSN number is unique. Fine. So here you can see what is the entity type here?
Department.
Okay. What is locations? What type of attribute it is?
Multiple.
Multiple. Multiple is not a name. What kind of attribute we call it?
Multiple.
Multi-value.
Multi-valued. And which are the key attributes?
Number.
Number
Name
as
and
well as
number.
name. Yeah.
Human.
Fine. Is there any composite attribute in this entity type? Okay, you may say name is a composite attribute. Fine. But here it is not shown because department will not have first name and last name, isn't it? Only when it comes to employee name, it will have first name, middle initial, and last name, isn't it? So that's why name is not shown as composite attribute here. Similarly, in the next example, that is project, we have project as the entity type. We have 4 attributes: location, name, number, and controlling department. Number and name again both can be unique because no 2 projects are given the same name. So even name is unique and project number is always unique. So 2 key attributes are shown with the underline. Okay. So I think now time is up. All of you give your attendance. If you have any doubt so far, you can ask. If there are no doubts after giving attendance, you can leave.